What's up guys? Today I'll be reviewing Pulp Fiction, which is a film that I've been planning on seeing for a very long time, and in between seeing new releases I've been trying to watch classic films that people have been telling me to watch. So I watched Pulp Fiction and I'm really interested to talk about it because it is a classic, iconic film that greatly influenced pop culture. The film, written and directed by young Quentin Tarantino, tells the story of two hitmen, played by John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson, a boxer, played by Bruce Willis, and the mob boss, played by Ving Rhames, and his wife, played by Uma Thurman. And it shows how these stories intertwine, and the film is told in a non-linear way. So all these stories combine, but they're not in chronological order. So part of the fun of watching the film is piecing together how these different stories combine. Pulp Fiction did lots of things for lots of different people. First, it introduced the world to Quentin Tarantino. Reservoir Dogs did that, but people hadn't really seen what he could truly do. Pulp Fiction really announced Quentin Tarantino as one of Hollywood's up-and-coming, most exciting filmmakers. It also revitalized John Travolta's career, revitalized Bruce Willis's career after a series of duds, and it made Samuel L. Jackson incredibly cool.
And find my wallet.
Which one is it?
It's the one that says bad motherfucker.
It also kick-started Uma Thurman's career, and she would go on to star in Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill 1 and 2. The film wasn't just one of the best and most iconic films of the 90s, but one of the best and most iconic films of all time. The way this film influenced pop culture through its iconic scenes and famous lines.
This is a tasty burger.
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
What do they call it?
They call it Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Is unprecedented. Not many other films have influenced pop culture in the way that Pulp Fiction did. Maybe The Matrix and Star Wars are above it. The scene where John Travolta and Uma Thurman are dancing in the dance competition at the restaurant is one of the most iconic film scenes of all time. And what makes Pulp Fiction famous is its dialogue. The script is one of the best original scripts ever made, and it completely deservedly won Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars. It is hilarious, and the dialogue in this film isn't just pointless dialogue, it really has impact. The characters will talk about random things like their favourite burgers and TV shows, and it humanises these hitmen who are doing these terrible things, but it makes us really love them and root for them. And when you have hitmen as your characters, the dialogue is so crucial in making the audience like these characters, and Pulp Fiction does that incredibly well. Yes, the film does have its fair share of graphic violence. Tarantino does that very well.
Marvin, what do you make of all this?
Man, I don't even have an opinion.
Well, you gotta have an opinion. I mean, do you think that God came down from heaven and stopped it?
Oh, what the fuck's happening? Oh,
man.
shit, man.
Oh, man, I shot Marvin in the face.
Why the fuck you do that?
I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident.
But what really drives the film forward is its energy, visual style, and above all, dialogue. All of the various stories and vignettes are incredibly entertaining. By far the most entertaining parts of the film are when it's just Jules and Vince Vega, aka Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta, just bantering back and forth. Their chemistry is so funny in the film, and it doesn't really matter what they're doing, just the fact that their characters are on screen makes the film better. The only flaws I have with the film are one or two scenes when Tarantino really falls in love with his dialogue and it goes on for a bit too long, and the scenes where it's just Bruce Willis talking to his girlfriend do drag a bit. Nowadays, you hardly ever see a film that relies so heavily upon its dialogue. Most of the time it's just directors trying to be style over substance and really make up for having a not very good script. But Pulp Fiction really paved the way forward for dialogue-driven films. And only recently I can remember Steve Jobs as being a dialogue-driven film, or maybe The Social Network, anything written by Aaron Sorkin. A great script can make a bad director look good. It rarely works with a good director making a bad script work. However, Quentin Tarantino, being the writer and director, made a near-perfect masterpiece in Pulp Fiction, and it truly deserves its reputation as a classic. The film is an iconic landmark in cinema. It has really excellent performances, particularly from John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson. It has a hilarious script, and great stylish direction from a young Quentin Tarantino. I'm going to give Pulp Fiction an A. Like I said, I do have a couple of small gripes, but in the end they are just gripes in what I feel is an excellent film, and a film that really, truly deserves its place as one of the best films of all time. Thanks for watching. As always, I've had a great time talking about the film. Please like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. I'm going to be trying to make more reviews about classic films, not just films that are out at the moment. And I'll be seeing A Cure for Wellness and possibly John Wick Chapter 2, maybe The Great Wall. You'll find out. I'll have reviews coming out soon. And until the next time, goodbye.
This is a tasty burger.